10 minutes early, and that's fine. People can come in and they'll just kind of see you getting ready, which is probably what would be happening if they were seeing in real life. So there's no problem there. And then just at 7 o'clock, just start your service and you'll be good to go. Okay?
And what do I do to stop the service at the end?
You see that button in the middle at the bottom that says end stream? It's a red button.
Yeah, I hit that.
Yeah, when you're done, you hit that.
Okay, good.
All right. Good luck.
Okay, thank you. I'm going to put this.
Oh, you're welcome.
Okay.
This over. You don't want me here. Do you?
Yeah.
You don't want me
I'll
here.
call you.
You'll call me in?
Yeah. Well, Shabbat Shalom, everybody. Great to be together with folks to bring our hearts and our spirits together to worship God together, to lift our souls up, and to share in some small way with community. I hope we're all thinking about each other. I'd like to invite Joni in, and Joni's going to light the Shabbat candles.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kiddushanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu.
Shabbat Shalom. I'd like to read a prayer to orient us to worshiping together. Each of us begins to pray with a different need. Some hearts are full of peace and gratitude, overflowing with love and joy. They are eager to confront the day to make the world a better place. They are perhaps recovering from illness or have escaped misfortune. We rejoice with them. But some hearts ache with sorrow. Disappointments weigh heavily on them. Families have been broken. Loved ones lie on a bed of pain. Death has taken a cherished loved one. May our presence and caring bring them comfort. Some hearts are embittered. Ideals are betrayed and mocked. Answers sought in vain. Life has lost its meaning and value. May the knowledge that we too are searching restore our hope and renew our faith. Let's sing together how good it is, how sweet it is for all of us to be together. Hine matov. Hine matov u'manayim shevet achim gam yachad. Hine matov u'manayim shevet achim gam yachad. Hine matov, hine matov. Ya la 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 la. Hine matov, hine matov u'manayim. Ya la la la, ya la 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 la. Hine matov u'manayim. Ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la. Hine matov u'manayim. Ya la la la, ya la 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 la. Hine matov u'manayim. Shevet achim gam yachad. Hine matov u'manayim. Shevet achim gam yachad. To reflect on how beautiful God's creation is, and especially the Shabbos day. Ma yafeh hayom. Ma yafeh hayom. Shabbat shalom. Ma yafeh hayom. Yafeh hayom. Shabbat shalom. Shabbat shalom. Shabbat shalom. Shabbat shalom. Shabbat shalom. Ma yafeh hayom. Shabbat shalom. Ma yafeh hayom. Shabbat shalom. As some of you know who were here, we got bumped off of the YouTube last week because I used melodies that were copywritten. So I'm going to use some unfamiliar melodies for some of you, some old-timey melodies that come from a little further back that I don't think are copywritten. I'm going to sing a prayer that was written by the 16th century mystic Azkiri, and in the holy city of Tzfat. And this one some of you may know as well. And this is a song that expresses our desire for God to come close to us, both for God to come close to redeem the world, to make the world a better place, to heal us, but also just to be present, just to give us comfort, even if God doesn't answer all of our prayers of what kind of world we want. Nonetheless, we pray that God, if nothing else, will be here to comfort us, to give us strength and wisdom. And I'll sing this in Hebrew and in English, beautiful translation by Rabbi Zalman Schachter. Yedid nefesh avaracham baman mishoch mavdach el ritzon dabach yarutz avdach kemo hayama yimul Hadarach Ye'erav Lamach Mino Fetzmuth V'chol Ta'am. Soulmate loving God, compassion's gentle source, take my disposition and shape it to your will. Like a darting deer, will I rush to you before your glorious presence. Humbly will I bow. Let your sweet love delight me with its thrill, because no other dainty will my hunger still. How splendid is your light, illumining the world. My soul is weary, yearning for your love's delight. Please, God, do heal my soul, reveal to her your face, the pleasure of your presence, bathed in your grace. She will find strength and healing in your sight. Forever will she serve you, grateful with all her might. Yalla la 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 la, yalla la 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 la, yalla la 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 la, la 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 la, yalla la 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 la, yalla la 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 la, yalla la 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 la, yalla la la la, yalla la 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 la, yalla la 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 la, yalla la 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 la, yalla la la. Lie, la la lie, 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 yalla lie, 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 yalla lie, 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 yalla lie, 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 yalla lie, 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 yai lie, 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 yalla lie, 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 yai lie, 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 yalla lie, 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 yalla lie, lie, la la lie, 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 lie. Yalla lie, 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 yalla lie, 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 yalla lie, 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 la la lie, 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 yalla lie, 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 yalla lie, 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 yalla lie, 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 yai la la lie, lie, lie. We now, everybody here, stand up and join me with the Baruch Hu as together, we come together as a congregation to bless God and formally begin our service. If you happen to have a book, in some of the books, you'll find it on page 146. Yai la la la, yai la 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 la. Yai la 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 my. Yai la 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 la, yai la 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 la, yai la 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 my. Yai la 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 la, yai la 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 la, yai la 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 la. Baruch Hu et Adon Damai, Hamivavavo Rambach, Baruch Adonai hamivorach hamivorach leolam va'emed hamivorach hamivorach leolam va'emed. Dear God, thank you for all of creation. And we express this with the following meditation that is a paraphrase of the blessing to praise God. Praise to you, Adonai, our God, from whom the evening flows. Your wisdom scents the way on which time and season glide. Your breath guides the sail of the stars. Creator of the tide of time and light, you guide the current of day into night. As heaven spans to infinity, you set its course for eternity. Praise to you, Adonai, our God, from whom the evening flows. And in Hebrew. Uma'avir yom, umevi laila, umavdil ben yom uven laila, Adonai tzvaot shemo, el chai v'kayam, Tamid yimloch aleinu, leolam va'ed. Baruch atah Adonai, ha'ma'ariv aravimim. We thank God for the wonderful gift of Torah given as an act of love. And this is a meditation on that. Wisdom and wonder, passion and instruction, story and symbol. All these things your Torah gives to us. And the more we devote ourselves to it, the more it grows and gives. What could be a truer token of your abiding love than this holiest of your works and the living language that gives it form? And in Hebrew, Ahavat olam Beit Yisrael Amcha Tama Torah u'mitzvot Chukim u'mishpatim Otanu limadeta Al ken Adonai Eloheinu B'shachbeinu u'vkumbeinu Nasiyach b'chukevecha ונשמח בדברי תורתך ובמצוותיך ליום ועולם ועד. כי הם חיינו ואורך ימינו ואורך ימינו ובהם נהגה יומם ולילה יומם ולילה באהבתך אל תסיר ממנו ליום עולמים. ברוך אתה אדוני אוהב עמו ישראל. We take a few moments now to prepare ourselves to focus on God's presence with us right now, to witness in God's presence in our lives as we sing together the Shema. And in doing this, you can cover your eyes for the first 6 words of the Shema. Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Echad. Baruch Shem Kevod Malchuto Leolam Va'ed. Hear, O Israel, Adonai is our God, Adonai is one. Blessed is God's glorious majesty forever and ever. The commandment to love God, in Hebrew and then in English. V'ahavta macha et Adonai Elohecha b'chol levavecha u'v'chol nafshecha u'v'chol me'odecha v'hayu hadvarim ha'ele asher anochi mitzavecha hayom al levavecha Vishinantaha hamlevademecha v'dibaharta bam. B'shivtecha b'veitecha u'v'lechtecha havademerech u'v'shachbecha u'v'kumecha u'kishartam liot al yadecha v'hayuletot afogot behinenecha uchtavtam al mezuzot beitecha u'vishe'avemecha L'man tizkeru v'asitem et kol mitzvotai v'heitem kedoshim lelohechem ani Adonai Elohechem asher hotzeti etchem me'eretz Mitzrayim liot lachem Elohim ani Adonai Elohechem. Love your God with every heartbeat, with every breath, with every conscious act. Keep in mind the words I command you today. Teach them to your children. Talk about them at work, whether you're tired or you are rested. Let them guide the work of your hands. Keep them in the forefront of your vision. Do not leave them at the doorway of your house or outside your gate. They are reminders to do all of my mitzvot so that you can be holy for God. I am Adonai, your God. I led you out of Egypt to become your God. I am Adonai, your God. We sing the song of freedom, the song that we sing to remind us that God lifts us up at all times. God lifted us up out of Egypt, out of slavery, out of despair, and we focus on God's presence. God can lift us up again, and especially when we do acts of kindness to help redeem this world. God lifts us up and redeems us. This is the song that we sang 3.5 millennia ago, Mi Chamocha. Ya la 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 ya la 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 ya la 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 ya la la my ya la 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 ya la 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 ya la 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 ya la 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 ya la la ya la 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 my mi chamocha ba'olim madomonai mi kamocha nehedar ba'komodesh no ra tehilot o seifele malchutecha ra'uvanecha bokei hayam lifnei Moshe u'Miriam ze eli anu ve'amaru Adonai yimloch le'olam va'ed v'nemar kivada Adonai et Yaakov gialo miyad chazak mimenu Baruch atah Adonai garal Yisrael kama etmel. Standing on the parted shores of history, we still believe what we were taught before ever we stood at the foot of Sinai, that wherever we go, it is eternally Egypt, but there is a better place, a promised land, that the winding way to that promise passes through the wilderness. But there is no way to get from here to there except by joining hands and marching together. A prayer for peace and safety. Give us a place to rest, Adonai, our God. Bring us into shelter in the soft, long evening shadows of your truth. For with you are true protection and safety. And in your presence are acceptance and gentle love. Watch over us as we go forth. Prepare for us as we return. Spread over us your shelter of peace over all we love, over our Jerusalem and yours. Baruch atah Adonai, haporei sukat shalom aleinu, v'yikol amo Yisrael, v'al Yerushalayim. We, the people of Israel, we shall keep Shabbat. Observing the Shabbat throughout all time is a covenant for all time. It is a sign for all time between God, between me and the people of Israel. For in 6 days Adonai made heaven and earth, but on the seventh day God ceased from work and was refreshed. And in Hebrew, Vishamru. Vishamru v'nei Yisrael et Hashabat. La'asod et Hashabat lidorotam berit olam. Vishamru v'nei Yisrael et Hashabat. La'asod et Hashabat lidorotam berit olam. Beini uvein b'nei Yisrael oti leolam oti leolam beshamru b'nei Yisrael et hashabat la'asod et hashabat lidorotam berit olam. Ki sheshet yamim asa Adonai et hashamayim v'yet haaretz v'shamru v'nei Yisrael et hashabat la'asod et hashabat lidorotam berit olam. Uvayom hashvi shavat vayinafash shavat vayinafamash shavat vayinavash v'shamru v'nei Yisrael et hashabat la'asod et hashabat lidorotam berit olam. We're now going to approach the part of the service where we pray God silently. We stand up for this and we offer up our own individual prayers. If you have a prayer book, you can be guided by the words of the tefillah. If not, please speak the words of your heart and get close to your God. When you've finished praying, please be seated. And incidentally, as we've been going along, I hope that you have been singing along and praying along and not just listening to me. But now is your chance to whisper the songs and the prayers of your heart for God. If you're still praying, continue silently. If you finished your prayer, join with me in Oseh Shalom. Oseh Shalom Bimromav, Hu Ya'aseh Shalom Aleinu, V'al Kol Yisrael, V'yimeru, Imeru Amen. Oseh Shalom Bimromav, Hu Ya'aseh Shalom Aleinu, V'al Kol Yisrael, V'yimeru, Imeru, Amen. Ya'aseh Shalom, Ya'aseh Shalom, Shalom Aleinu, V'al Kol Yisrael. Ya'aseh Shalom, Ya'aseh Shalom, Shalom Aleinu, V'al Kol Yisrael. Ya'aseh Shalom, Ya'aseh Shalom, Shalom Aleinu, V'al Kol Yisrael. Ya'aseh Shalom, Ya'aseh Shalom, Shalom Aleinu, V'al Kol Yisrael. Well, I'm going to read from the section from the Torah that we would be reading, and this is about the altar in the mobile sanctuary, which the Israelites, they would bring with them as they wandered through the desert. And this was the altar that they would put sacrifices on, and in it was this fire that was kept burning at all times. And Leviticus 6, verses 5 and 6, the fire on the altar shall remain burning on it. It shall not be extinguished, and the priest shall kindle wood upon it every morning. He shall prepare the offering, the burnt offering on it, and shall cause the fats of the peace offerings to go up in a sweet smoke. A permanent fire shall remain aflame on the altar. It shall not be extinguished. Now, the words shall not be extinguished in Hebrew are lo tichbeh. So you might translate it, the fire won't be extinguished, but actually our sages said the fire in the heart of the priest shall not be extinguished. And so for anyone who wants to serve God, especially a priest, but really anybody, and Israel sometimes called a kingdom of priests, all of us, we should worship God with fire in our hearts. And Rabbi Twersky, who comments on this, a wonderful rabbi, he talks about two people who had fiery devotion to God. The first one he talks about was Rabbi Akiba. Now, when Rabbi Akiba would pray, now you remember that prayer that we just did where we stand up and we stand in our place straight, and you're supposed to do that. Jewish law says when you talk to God in the tefillah, stand straight, erect, and don't move. Not Rabbi Akiba. Rabbi Akiba, we would start at one corner of the shul at the synagogue, and he would be dancing and go all the way over the corner. He didn't even know what he was doing. There's so much fire in his heart. He had to move around. And incidentally, a more somber note, when he was martyred, when he was killed because he taught Torah, and he was tortured, he said the Shema, and his students who watched, according to the story, said, even now you say the Shema? Rabbi Akiba, as he was tortured, said, all my life, I wanted to serve God with all my soul. And now I can finally do it. Very somber story. But he was a rare man of great fire, and we should perhaps aspire to be like that. One of my favorite rabbis, Hasidic rabbis that Twersky talks about is also Levi Yitzchak de Berdichever. And once it happened while he was praying that he was also moving around and got close to the stove and his clothes went on fire and he didn't even notice it. His clothes were on fire. Another time, and some of you, this is a story I tell a lot. When he would do the Kiddush, he'd take the Kiddush cup in hand and he'd sing and he'd dance and he'd go like this, and the wine would splatter all over the place. So everybody knew to wear raincoats when they did Kiddush with Rabbi Levi Yitzchak. So one of the commentaries that we can make on Lo Tichbeh, it will not be extinguished. We have to have fire in our hearts to serve God with everything that we've gotten with passion. There's a second way that it's talked about by Rabbi Shner Zalman, which Rabbi Twersky quotes. And Shner Zalman says, Lo tichba, you can translate it, it shall not be extinguished, but it also can be translated, knots shall be extinguished, no's shall be extinguished, negativity shall be extinguished. When you're truly serving God, you're not a negative person. You put away all of the things that, or at least according to this, you put aside um, doubts and fears and suspicions and negativity, and you're just on fire with God. And again, the story is told of Rabbi Akiva. He saw the temple was ruined. Oh, it was a catastrophe. Jerusalem was destroyed, terrible. And everybody who saw it was crying. And he looked and he laughed and he said, the prophets say, after there are ruins, then it will be built. And so Rabbi Akiva rejoiced, just as it's been ruined, I know it's going to be rebuilt. So he laughed and he rejoiced. And he was the one, Rabbi Akiva was the one who said, love your neighbor as yourself is the most important rule in all of the Torah. And love your neighbor as self means love people, even though they may not be wonderful people. Nobody's totally wonderful. You love them fully, freely. Rabbi Akiva was that kind of guy. So was Berdichever, Rabbi Levi Yitzchak. He always looked at people and gave them the benefit of the doubt. He never looked at the negativity of people. And this is a story as I've also called. On Yom Kippur, there were some Jewish guys. They were eating food on Yom Kippur. Levi Yitzchak saw them and he said, look, guys, do you know it's Yom Kippur? And they said, oh, yeah, we know it's Yom Kippur. He said, guys, do you know you're not supposed to eat on Yom Kippur? And the guy said, yeah, we know you're not supposed to eat on Yom Kippur. And Rabbi Levi Yitzchak looked up and he said, God in heaven, isn't this wonderful? Your Jewish people, your people love you so much that even when they are sinning, they don't tell lies. He always gave people the benefit of the doubt. He always looked at the good, like Rabbi Akiva did. And we are taught, many of you know it from, we've talked about before, in Pirkei Avot, it talks about judging people l'chaf zakut. Look at all the good stuff about people. There's actually some of you may already have thought of this. There's a little song about it that goes, accentuate the positive, eliminate the negative, latch on to the affirmative, and don't mess with Mr. In Between. Bing Crosby does it a little better, but you get the message. Don't be negative. So both of these are great, but I want to pick a bone a little bit with some of these things. First of all, I think that we do need to be passionate in our service of God, but we also need to keep one foot on the ground. We need to look at what's going on. I mean, if we're on fire, we need to know it's on fire and to put it out and protect ourselves. And if we're dancing around the synagogue and not looking, we may bump into people or move people over or interrupt their prayers. And that's not so good either, even though you're very passionate. We need to be passionate, but we need to keep our eyes open. And with our passion for God, if we can build that up, and we want to build that up, we want to apply it to people. And that means we have to see people. I also think that it's not always a great idea to eliminate the negative. I think that's especially true in some ways now. There are people who look at the COVID-19 crisis and they say, you know what? It's not a big deal, or yeah, it's a big deal, but it's not worse than the flu. And we'll get through this and it's okay. And we need not, to be crazy and isolate ourselves. That creates problems. It's especially a problem when leaders, as they do in this country and in other countries, some of them have been concerned more about public relations than public safety, and don't say, look, this is really bad. We need to be very careful. We need to prepare for it. We need to monitor. And if we do that, we'll be better off. So you have to look at the negative. You can't eliminate the negative in dealing with that kind of danger. Similarly, when we're dealing with dangerous people, we need to see the good in everybody. But if somebody is a threat to us, ideally we shouldn't cuss them out. We should have the capacity to see the good and to judge them fairly, but also to protect ourselves. So we shouldn't totally eliminate the negative. We need to pay attention to it, at least a little bit. Now, some people think that feeling guilty is a bad thing. When you feel guilty, you're negative about yourself. So your self-esteem goes down, supposedly. Well, according to Jewish tradition, that's not really true. When we look at ourselves in a searching way, and it may be because of guilt, but we look at ourselves in a searching way, we discover those things that we need to change. And hopefully we can change them and commit ourselves to doing that. So looking at that negative is actually a good thing as long as we don't feel incapacity, irrational guilt. But the guilt that prompts us to look at ourselves in moderation can be a good thing. And in Hebrew tradition, Jewish tradition, it's called cheshbon hanefesh, or taking count of our soul. Finally, a lot of people think that negative emotions are bad and we have to get rid of them. But in fact, negative emotions, the nose, anger, fear, as I mentioned, guilt, shame, grief, all of them orient us to things that may be wrong, things that are problematic, things that we need to attend to and take seriously. And so to eliminate the negative, when some of those emotions come up, may be a mistake, because the negative can teach us stuff. I want to talk particularly actually about grief. How many people who have had somebody die, has a comforter comes up and says, well, with time, things are going to get better. Or, you know what? God needed another angel. Or, don't cry. Pull it together. You need to be strong. All these seemingly comforting suggestions really are very destructive and very hurtful. Somebody who's grieving needs to sit with their grief. They need to say goodbye to the person, and sometimes that takes time. Similarly, as I mentioned with fear, we don't want fear to paralyze us, but we do want to pay attention to fear and dialogue with it. What fear are you telling me that I need to know? So we dialogue with our negative emotions. And when we've learned what we need to learn, we can let them go, keep the lessons and the teachings that the negative emotions have taught us. And we can say to those negative emotions, you can go now. I appreciate your teaching me. Thank you very much. Come back when I need you again. And when we do that, only at that point, when we've been in dialogue with the negative, can we, in a safe way, in a good way, accentuate the positive. Shabbat Shalom. Let's now prepare. We're going to get to the conclusion of the service. Incidentally, if you have thoughts or questions or criticisms or negativity or brickbats, anything, call me or email me and let me know. Let's turn now to the Aleinu. Those of you who know it, or even if you don't, pray it with us. Everybody, please stand up. Aleinu l'shabeach ladon hakol, לתת גדולה ליוצר בראשית, שלא עשנו כגויי הארצות, ולא שמנו כמשפחות האדמה, שלא שם חלקנו כהם, וגורלנו ככל המונם, ואנחנו קוראים ומשתחווים ומודים לפני מלך מלכי המלכים, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. We've just praised the sovereign of the universe in Hebrew. We've proclaimed the greatness of the Creator, who set the Jewish people apart from other families of the earth, giving us a destiny unique among the nations. For that reason, we've bent our knee and we've bowed, acknowledging the supreme sovereign, the Holy One of blessing. We hope all people will come together as one, worship God as one, and we express this hope with V'ne'emar. For those of you who know it, join with me. V'ne'emar v'haya Adonai lemelech al kol haaretz bayom hahu Bayom hahu yeh Adonai echad, u'shemo, u'shemo, u'shemo echad. We now prepare as a community to recite together the Mourner's Kaddish. And there are the following people who have yard sites, who are part of the congregation or relatives of part of the congregation. And they include Gloria Light, Bernard Schneider, Marion Baum Sussman, Anne Green Littman, Ruth Menens, Alan Oranger, Benjamin Solomon, Milton Tager, Irene Fox Gurney, Marie Witten, and Ella Mencius. And if there's anybody else that you're remembering, please hold them in your heart. We recite together the Mourner's Kaddish. Yitgadal v'yitkadash shemei Rabbah, v'yolamad divrach chirutei v'yamlich malchutei, v'chayechon v'yomechon, u'v'chayei dechol beit Yisrael, ba'agala u'vizman kariv v'yimeru amen. Yehei shmei Rabbah mivarach le'olam ul'olamei olamaya. Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitromam v'yitnaseh v'yithadar v'yitaleh v'yithalal shemei dekudesha b'richu le'ela min kol birchata v'shirata tushbechata v'nechemata damiran b'olama v'yimru amen. Yehei shlama rabba min shemaya v'chayim aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'yimru amen. Oseh shalom bimromav, hu yaseh shalom aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'yimeru amen. May the one who creates harmony and high bring peace to us, bring peace to all Israel, bring peace to all people, and let us all say together, amen. I'd like to bring us together in prayer with the Misha Beirach prayer, a prayer for health and healing. And this is a little different melody from what you know, or at least a little different prayer with a melody you may be familiar with. Misha Beirach avoteinu ve'imoteinu Avraham, Yitzchak, ve'Yaakov, Sarah, Rivka, Rachel, ve'Leah. Hu yivarech et cholei kol ha'amim. HaKadosh Baruch Hu yemale Rachamim aleichem lehachalimam ulerapotam ulehachazikam vishlach lahem mehera refuah shlema min hashamayim. Refuat hanefesh, refuat haguf, hashtaba'agala, uvizman karif v'nomar amen. When I pause, please speak out the name of those people, especially that you wish help and healing for. May the one who blessed our ancestors, Avraham, Yitzchak, and Yaakov, Sarah, Rivka, Rachel, and Leah, bless and heal those who are ill, including and everybody else who needs our prayers for health and healing. May the Blessed Holy One be filled with compassion for their health to be restored and their strength to be revived. May God swiftly send them a complete renewal of the spirit, a renewal of the body, And let us all say, Amen. Okay, we're going to have Kiddush, and you're going to have a virtual Kiddush and a challah. Actually, take some time if you haven't done so already. Pour some wine. If you have some challah, bring a challah. If you have some bread, bring some bread. If you have a cookie, bring a cookie. If not, watch me and see me enjoying Joan's lovely, tasty challah that she baked this afternoon. So the way we're going to do this a little bit more traditionally. And some of you are familiar with this from the Passover Seder, but we're going to do this. This is the tradition. First, we're going to say the Kiddush over the wine. And then we're going to do what traditionally you're supposed to do, wash your hands and count. I'm going to do 20 seconds. And you as well, go and wash your hands. It is the tradition to say that. I'll say the blessing for it in Hebrew. And for those of you who don't know it in Hebrew, the Charlie Brown translation of it is, thank you, God, for giving us the holy mitzvah of washing our hands. And I'll repeat that, and then you can do that. So, Kiddush, hand washing, and then challah. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, Borei peri hagafen. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, Asher kiddushanu b'mitzvotav, v'ratzavanu, b'shabbat kodsho, v'ahava uvratzon hinchilanu, Zikaron lema'aseh v'remeshit, ki hu yom techila lemikra'e kodesh, zecher litziat mitzrayim, ki vanu v'acharta v'yotanu kidashta mikol ha'amim, B'Shabbat kodshecha, b'yahava uvratzon hinchaltanu. Baruch atah Adonai mekadesh haShabbat. Thank you, God, for the gift of the fruit of the vine, and thank you for the holy mitzvah you've given us of observing and keeping Shabbat. The prayer for washing hands. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kiddushanu mitzvotav v'tzivanu al netilat yadayim. Thank you, dear God, for giving us the holy mitzvah of washing our hands. Ha'amotzi lechem min haaretz. We give thanks to God for bread. Our voices rise in song together as our joyful prayer is said. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, hamotzi lechem min haaretz. So I hope you enjoyed your challah as much as I did mine. We're going to conclude with bim bum. Bim bum, bim 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 bum, bim 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 bum, bim bum, bim 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 bum, bim 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 bum. Shabbat shalom, Shabbat shalom, Shabbat 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 shalom, Shabbat shalom, Shabbat shalom, Shabbat 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 shalom, Shabbat 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 shalom, Shabbat 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 shalom, Shabbat shalom, Shabbat shalom, Shabbat 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 shalom, bim bum, bim 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 bum, bim 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 bum. Final blessing. If you have children or grandchildren, put your hands on their heads or shoulders and prepare to repeat the blessing word by word after me. If they're people that you love, but you're friends that you are not socially isolated from, you can do the same thing. Those you're socially isolated from or not here, send the blessing out to them and repeat it after me. Yivarechecha Adonai v'yishmerecha. May God bless you and watch over you. Ya'er Adonai panav elecha v'yasem licha. I'm sorry, I'm going to do the blessing over again. I froze. Okay, let's start over again. That blessing is not wasted. It's still a good one. We'll repeat it again. Yivarechecha Adonai v'yishmerecha. May God bless you and watch over you. Ya'er Adonai panav elecha v'yichuneka. May God's face light up towards you, and may God be gracious to you. Yisa Adonai panav elecha v'yasem lecha shalom. May God's face be lifted up towards you, and may God grant you peace. Ken yehi ratzon, so may it be God's will. Everybody have a sweet, safe, loving, holy Shabbat, and we will see you next Friday night, God willing. Shabbat shalom.